right, welcome everybody to your Divine Feminine Oracle card reading. And this is going to be just, I'm lighting some Palo Santo to clear the energy. This is going to be just a supportive, emotionally nourishing, positive, uplifting, wisdom-filled reading. So I hope that you find benefit from it. And I'm going to bring a card from 3 different points of view. So to really anchor in God, I'm going to pull a God-honoring card. So it says, through him let us continuously offer up to God a sacrifice of praise that is the fruit of lips that confess his name. Don't neglect to do what is good and to share, for God is pleased with such sacrifices. Hebrews 13:15-16. So I think that's just recognizing the value in the ancient and in many ways traditional perspective of God, and bringing him, the divine masculine, into your day-to-day life. And for myself, I know that having a deepened relationship with that which I perceive to be God has been very nourishing for my soul. And I actually have felt a strong connection and answering prayers. So just a reminder that, whatever you're praying for, God is listening. So that's the first one. And then the second card is an inspiration card. So this says, the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. So this is bringing in the universal principle. If you don't necessarily align with God, but you say the universe is on your side. The universe has your back. The message is just to recognize you are loved, you are heard, you are cared for, and you're important. And so what you have to do, what you get to do, is focus on the things that you appreciate, the things that you value, the things that you enjoy, and life and the universe is going to continue to reflect that back to you. Okay? So the universe is going to bring to you more of what you appreciate. So for instance, looking at this moment here, you can't really see it, but I have a little money tree, which I love so much. But, it could be like, oh, I love her money tree. That is just so beautiful. And, it's really special. I love the color. I love the blue. Oh, I love this candle. Like, that is just so pretty. Hi, honey. The visual aesthetics are, amazing. So you can focus on what you're valuing, and that's going to allow you to see more of the good that you want in your world. Okay? And then I'm going to pull an animal totem card. We have mouse here. So you're overlooking some important details. So pay close attention to what's going on. So what this is showing to me is that in your life currently, there may be some things that you're not noticing. The small details. In a more cerebral perspective, it would be considered diffuse awareness, where you can take in multiple things at once. You can notice different things. You're able to spot the nuances. Like, did you notice that book right here? It's called We Are the Water Protectors. It's all about Indigenous people and protecting water. So notice, are you paying attention to the small things? And how is that influencing your life? For not so good or for good? Okay, so check in with how noticing the small details would be very supportive. Hi, my love. Okay, so that is that one, and then we're going to shift into Divine Feminine. Alright, and I'm going to leave a Cash App link at the bottom of this video if you found this reading insightful or supportive for you. That would be a way that you can support my daughter and I, and just, honoring the time and intention that I am putting into this reading. So I'm going to set this up here and have my favorite books, the Anastasia Ringing Cedar series. I do readings a little bit differently than some people. How I flow is that I look at the cards that are glowing to me, and when they glow, that's just a symbol that it's saying, yes, this is because for me, this is for us, this is for you. I just want to pull this out too. This is a Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So honoring all spiritualities, all points of view. Okay, so I'm just going to open the spread and I'm going to see, okay, this one is speaking to me here. But I'd love for you to think as I'm flowing through these, what is something that you want to get clarity on? What is an element of your vision that you'd like to get more certain about? What is a way that you're ready to step into more compassion, more purpose, more understanding? This one is kind of speaking to me for that. What are you longing for? What are you sad about? What hasn't been in your field, your life, and that you're just ready for it to come back? What do you need to step into within yourself in order to make that happen? Where can you grow? Where can you evolve? Where can you hold more space for other people's differing points of view? Where can you step into the best version of yourself? How good does your life get to get? And then how do you get to spread that out to other people? Okay, so if we need to pull one more, we will. But for right now, this is where it's at. Okay, so I will just sage over these just to cleanse the energy and set the intention that well, that fell on that one, so that's an important one, but that this reading is of the highest good, and it's just received with such love from the people who get to experience it, and that you really find value in it, and that the wisdom speaks to you, and that you're able to apply it in the ways that are necessary for you, to help you really just evolve on your spiritual path in a really lovely way. Okay? Cleansing the energy here. Ooh, another one fell on this one, which shows me that that's an important one. So we have two very special ones that are kind of speaking through right now. This one wants to kind of call to me first. So this was sort of when I heard you talking about, or when I was asking about purpose. This card really stuck out to me. So it looks like this. And it says, Khadija, the mother of believers. I am spiritually and financially abundant. I provide heaven and earth for myself. Wow. So that's really special. That's showing that in this moment, I maybe just invite you to, put your hands on your hips and take a strong stance of empowerment. Take a stance of, okay, I can provide this for myself. I can do this. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit of doubt in your purpose and your work and your mission. And this is just really reminding you, kind of, coming from me, like a loving mother energy, that, you can do it. You can believe in yourself. You can push forward. You can achieve those goals that you have. So sometimes we need that nurturing, feminine, motherly touch to just kind of push us forward and say, you got this. You can do this. I believe in you. So it's the mother of believers. I provide heaven and earth for myself. That really is beautiful, and it speaks to me of I make the time to nurture my spiritual self and my physical self. So what that would look like is, I take time to pray, to meditate, to practice yoga, and I also feed myself nourishing food. I take time to make a salad and to make sure I'm eating vegetables, and potentially, if possible, it's organic, and I'm drinking lots of water, lots of purified water, or ionized water. So that's in a way how you can provide heaven and earth for yourself, growing your own food, growing your own organic garden, but really just recognizing your ability to generate the income that you desire. And also I see a coin here, so that kind of symbolizes to me, she's making the paper. So allow yourself to step into abundance. I think oftentimes a lot of spiritual people have the point of view of, I should be giving out my work entirely for free. And yes, once you get to a place where your basic needs are provided for and you can sustain that, give out abundantly, give out excess. But I want to encourage those of you who are maybe in a struggle mindset or mentality that you can take care of yourself first. It's actually a very humble thing to do. because it allows you to connect to your physicality and the tangible walk of life, which is your root chakra red, hence all this red right here, right now, and my hair. But, you know, the path of getting your basic needs met first is very, very important. And then give out, and then, you know, everything can kind of stem from there. So believing in yourself, you have the ability to provide financial abundance. Belief, you know, stick with the things that you love, stick with the things that you enjoy, and, you know, stick with your purpose, your passion. Just declare that you get to be financially abundant and spiritually abundant. Spiritually abundant, what does that mean? You have lots of energy. You know, that you're able to dream, to learn, to grow, to expand, and that really is a mindset that you cultivate, you know, leaning into, okay, how can I create that, and what do I need to do? Do I need to go to workshops? Do I need to take classes? Do I need to go to the library and pick out books? There's always ways to grow your spiritual understanding. And as far as financial abundance, find a mentor. I know the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's a great mentor. Ramit Smith, I believe. He wrote the book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. He's also a great money mindset mentor. Tony Robbins has a book, Money, the Power of Game, something I forget. And then Napoleon Hill, obviously, Thinking the Rich. Lots of tools for you out there. So I'd encourage you really take advantage of them. So this is just an encouragement card, okay? All right, let's go to this one second. I think I mentioned where do you need to be more compassionate to people, more understanding of other people. And this is the Dakini. It's the Enlightened Feminine. Can you see that? Okay, so where do you need to make space for women in your life that are enlightened? Where do you need to not shun them? Where do you need to not suppress them? Where do you need to not limit them to just be small? Where do you need to make space for the feminine that is not a sexual object, but in fact is a spiritual teacher of enlightenment? Where do you need to make space for the feminine that is your leader, that is your guide, that is your teacher? The enlightened feminine, Dakini, what that means and translates to, it's not on this card, it's just what I've studied. Dakini means sky dancer. So definitely the feminine embodiment that is very cosmic, shall we say. The affirmation here is, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. So that's another thing too, within yourself even, where have you not acknowledged the feminine principle, the feminine energy of intuition, of that subtle hint of, oh, maybe I should go over here, maybe I should talk to this person, maybe I should, you know, pick up this book and read it, maybe I should write a book. Maybe I should give her a little more compassion and grace and try to lean into her world a little more and understand what she's going through, and then I can tap into that peace within myself. Does that make sense? So, and then also, you know, the feminine represents our emotions as well. So where have you been maybe shutting off your emotion and not letting yourself feel it? And would practical tools such as journaling the emotion, what's the teaching underneath the emotion? Is it beneficial to stay in this emotion? What emotion would you like to turn it into? Where have you seen these emotions modeled? And are you able to healthily move into it? What's a progressional step of the feeling journey? And then what are new beliefs that you're setting forth after giving yourself permission to face this emotion? So that would be a good practice just for you to write all those steps down in your journal. So it can be very supportive. So I just see her as sovereign. I see maybe an invitation to all of you to notice and respect and admire and uplift all the sovereign women that you see and perceive in your life, because they need support. They're oftentimes alone. So the more that we uplift and celebrate every sovereign woman in our life, the more we get to be in our sovereign self and be uplifted, because we're also echoing that out into the world, the field, the energy around you, so that, you know, like attracts like, in that sense, that what you're giving out, you know, then as this, where was that card? This card says, you know, the universe can reflect it back to you. So when I am giving out that appreciation, that reverence, life can come back to me and say, you are a Dakini. You are the enlightened feminine. So that's something I would notice there. And it's kind of cool. She has a staff, and it's red, and red is a very common theme right now. But red actually represents honoring your rage and your upsetness and anger. And so the Divine Feminine has balance of her emotions, so that she can come into, okay, I am upset about these things. I'm here to change these things. This is not okay, and it gets to shift. So if your cause and passion is to protect children, to protect babies, and, innocent young girls that are taken into, I don't even want to say it on my video, but, the blank slave trade, like, bleh, I just want to vomit. But, if that's your purpose and you're calling to help save and rescue those girls, take up your staff and do it. Go on that mission. If it's your purpose to help people or individuals that are going through domestic violence, take up that staff. If you're standing against racism, if you're standing against racial profiling, take up that staff. If you're standing against men not having safe spaces to feel and process their emotions, and you want to provide that, take up that staff. If you want to be a voice for people, in the prison system to find healing, to find spiritual growth, take up that staff, okay? If you want to stand for conscious parenting, if you want to stand for the empowered, healthy feminine, if you want to stand for the healing, just respectful, peaceful, healthy masculine, take up that staff. If you want to protect the environment, if you want to stand for the well treatment of animals, okay? What is your purpose? What is your cause? And how can the Divine Feminine inspire you to dance through it? Now, these two here were very important, so I'm guessing that they're supposed to be read in tandem together. Ooh, yes, they look very complementary. So this really equates to what I was just speaking about in the Dakini, but this is Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Look at that. So what do you need to express anger about? And how can you turn that into something healing, something cathartic, something inspirational, something healing? I see this as a reminder to use what makes you upset and look underneath that to what's actually the core desire that you want to create or experience. If it makes you upset how so many people cut down trees and there's less oxygen, go plant trees. If it makes you upset the way people aren't handling their emotions well, and then they are making decisions that harm others, be a voice for healing. Be a voice for compassion. Be a voice for, helping people to feel their best so that they make decisions that are in alignment with what is harmonious. Yeah? So allow yourself to really get clear on that, and don't just brush over things. If it makes you upset poverty, get involved in some organizations or, people that are donating, and see what you can do to change world hunger and hunger in various countries, and even in this country here, United States. So be very aware that you have the power to change the world for good. And I want to encourage every single person watching this to, use your voice and your energy and your purpose to do something that benefits every single human that you come into contact with, and those you have yet to come in contact with, the earth, all the inhabitants of it. So you can use your energy and voice for good, and you can notice what is important to you by what upsets you, okay? And then the complementary card to that is Freya. Freya is, it's represented, the ancient word for Friday comes from Freya, and she really embodies embracing your sacred sensuality and sexuality as holy, as just sovereign, and to stop degrading yourself, and to really value yourself as an intelligent being. Erotic nature, when used wisely, can be a form of intelligence. So just the encouragement to use your erotic energy intelligently and wisely, and hold it as sacred and really protect it, and only share that with somebody who really is deserving, and who also is providing to you love and care and adoration and respect, admiration, safety, encouragement to be, your truest self, and pouring in the brightest love. So be very aware of that, because your body is a temple, so treat it that way. Freya is the goddess of discernment, and it says, I spend my time wisely. So this also equates to, what are you doing in your everyday? Are you being aware that, time is that ticking clock? I think about, the app TikTok. I think of it like it's TikTok your life away, kind of. So I would encourage everybody, step away from, those quick, dance videos, or the, whatever, the words, and then people are saying funny things. Step away from that type of just instant feeding and come into, how do I want to spend my time? If my time was a currency and I was spending it to just be mindless, don't I want to take that back and spend it to do something constructive or supportive or uplifting to myself or to others? So I'd encourage you, as you're seeing this card, think about, what do you want to create? What direction do you want to move in? What are the messages that are on your heart to share with the world? And how can you do that? So she's really inspiring in that. I only say yes when it's a holy heaven yes. Okay? So where in your life are you giving out yeses where they should be nos? And can you check in with encouraging yourself that you don't have to say yes if it's not aligned? If you tend to be an over giver, I'd encourage you, as a little assignment, to check in with the friendships you have. And if, a friend is always asking you for something, if you're able to say, no, I can't do that right now. Are they upset? Do they guilt you? Or are they honoring, okay, there must be a lot going on in your life right now. Do you need anything? And if it's that case, that person is a genuine ally. Because ally means I give to you, you give to me. We support each other. We're there for each other. It's not just one-sided. So check in with, where are your yeses coming out that should actually be nos? And what are your nos? And be clear on why you have them, and know that it's okay to have them if it's necessary for your body and mind and heart and soul. So you get to say no. And it could be you're saying no to any type of government control. You're saying no to restriction of free speech. You're saying no to restriction of creative thought. Any of that. So, check in with yourself, check in with your body, and see what's coming up and what's true. And I think that these three, the Dakini and the Sekhmet, all of them, they're just fierce. Can you see that? They're so fierce. So I think this is, again, really speaking strongly to the divine feminine as fierce, a fierce energy to be respected, and that underneath your emotions are a lot of great, profound wisdom. So this is really beautiful here. This next card that came up, Mirabai, the saint of true freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. So this one speaks really deeply for me in my own journey, and I can offer that and gift that to you as well. Of, it's been such a healing process to come into a fuller acceptance of me as an individual sovereign being outside of relationship. I think for so long I felt this sense that, worth comes from being loved in a relationship. And I just want to remind you that it doesn't. And that worth comes from how you are showing up, what you're doing, how you are contributing to just create a brighter future. The energy that you're giving into the world, if it's loving, if it's caring, if it's encouraging, that's how you add your worth. And when you commit to the things you say you're going to do, you up your worth in your own mind, because, you are someone you can rely on. That is huge. And you're inherently worthy just by being here and being who you are. So remember that and give yourself grace. And then, what are the things you appreciate about yourself, and where are the ways that you're going to kind of source that devotion to who you be and to your path internally versus sourcing it from someone else. And it's okay to have support. It's okay to have people in our lives, but it's really important that we have a close relationship with who we are, first and foremost. So my Bago, the warrior saint. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. So I think this really speaks to me of the causes I have in my heart, and allowing me to resonate with the right people that will appreciate my message, that will say, I want to be a part of what you're up to. I want to, join forces with you. I'd love to help you get rolling your visions and your ideas. So when you speak your visions and ideas, people can hear it and say, yeah, I want to be a part of that. But if you just hide it and are nervous on how people are going to receive it, no one's going to understand it. So I think this whole reading has really been about what are your causes, what are your sacred causes, and to me, I look at what's really important to you. And I remember I have 3 things that are really important to me. It's protecting what's sacred and innocent, honoring everyone's freedom, and standing for genuine connection to happen and take place. So what are the things that you really stand for? And to me, what's sacred is the earth, children, women, people, our spirits, our hearts, our intelligence, our ability to connect with each other genuinely, lovingly, holistically. And just for a pure love to reign on the earth again. So what are you being a devotional warrior to in your life, and how can you put it to good use, and how can you be a strong force of standing up for the fair, right treatment of people, standing up against oppression, standing up against government control, standing up against abuse, standing up against silencing, standing up against sexualization of women, standing up against the demasculinization of men, standing up against just everything that isn't going right in the world, standing up against environmental destruction, animal cruelty, all of those things. What is your purpose? What are your cause? And how are you standing up for good to serve a greater awakening of love on this planet? So that is the reading. I'm going to close it here with Palo Santo one more time. The energy I'm really getting is just devotional. How to be devotional with our life and how to take a stand for what's really, really important. And it's no longer fun or okay or pretty to just post about things on Instagram. I want to see you out there. You talk about loving Mother Earth, go freaking plant 20 trees. One of my goals in my lifetime is to plant 100,000 trees, and so far I've planted 600. And I still have a lot more to go, but I'm doing stuff, Write the thing, make the dance, make the art, make the call, put it out there, and start weaving together a brighter world and a brighter future so we all can live in harmony. Much love. Oh, and if you found this video helpful, I'll put a link in the bottom for my Cash App. It's $MysticPearl. And again, that would support my daughter and I. So thank you so much. I send you guys so much love. Namaste, peace, blessings, Adi Shanti, 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 Shanti. Let's take a deep breath in and end with an Om. Go in peace, my friends. Much love.